Welcome back to Good Day Atlanta. At 8:22, the stage is now set for a race that could decide the balance of power in the U.S. Senate. Republican David Perdue will face Democrat Michelle Nunn, with the winner claiming the seat that is now held by Saxby Chambliss. And Mr. Perdue is here now to talk about his win in yesterday's runoff against Jack Kingston and to look forward to his next race. First of all, congratulations to you. We appreciate you coming in this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Did you get any sleep last night?
Not much.
You probably hadn't had a whole lot of sleep lately, have you?
No, not 9 weeks.
Well, congratulations on your win. Here's one thing that's always been interesting to me, and that's, this has been a tough 9-week race between you and Mr. Kingston, yet now your job is to bring everybody back together. And this is a party that's been fragmented with the Tea Party groups and the traditional Republicans. How do you do that? What's your number one objective or agenda to bring everyone back together on your side?
Well, I think the objective now is to refocus on what the Republican Party's strengths are: economic opportunity, fiscal responsibility, and limited government. And last night, Congressman Kingston was so gracious in calling me. We've talked several times, and he's assured me we're going to be shoulder to shoulder to do that together, and I really appreciate that.
All right, well, let's talk about your next opponent, because it's always moving forward in politics, right? And we're talking about Michelle Nunn. You've been in a hard-fought battle here for weeks and months even, where she's kind of been able to kind of sit back, not really having to say too much, and kind of just observe. Is there an advantage one way or the other as we head into this general election
Well, I like
season?
our position, given I've never done this before and she hasn't either. I've been through a year now of seasoned work through the Republican primary and now a 9-week tough runoff, and I think that's made me a better candidate. More than that, we've been able to talk to a lot of people around the state about what their concerns are: the debt, the economy, and jobs. And that's what we're going to do this fall, is really prosecute the failed record of this Democratic administration.
Two quote-unquote outsiders going up against each other for this Senate seat. What's your strategy as you head in to face someone else with a pretty well-known last name?
Well, we're going to focus on the crisis of the day, like I said, the debt, the economy, and jobs, and really why my background is appropriate to bring a new level or a new degree of freshness and new perspective to the Senate, to break the gridlock there, to get the economy going, to really get after spending, and to solve this debt crisis once and for all.
You talk about all eyes, you hear that all eyes around the nation are kind of keeping an eye on this seat as people say, hey, this is one of the seats where perhaps the Democrats do have a chance to make a gain in the Senate. Well, the Republicans are thinking about picking up 6 seats and gaining control as well. Why do you think everybody has their eye on this seat and thinks it's a potential Democrat seat?
Well, you've got two names that have been in politics before, Nunn and Perdue. You have a governor that was here and then a senator from a decade ago. But, I think it's really going to come down, this race will be a great test for the failed policies of this administration and how people of Georgia are going to respond to the alternatives that we're going to lay out before them in this next few months.
I put it out on Facebook and on Twitter this morning for viewers to ask. I said you were going to be here and to ask a question, and Louis Dunson in this question, so I'm going to ask you, what is the biggest difference between you and Michelle Nunn when you talk about foreign policy and specifically the Middle East?
Well, I think in a broader sense, to have a strong foreign policy, we've got to have a strong defense. And Democrats have always tended to weaken the defense when they're in power. And I just think we've got to get back and make sure we have a strong defense. Georgia is it's very important to Georgia. The third thing is, I think to do that, though, you have to have a strong economy. And that's the borrowing that we've been doing the last 5 or 6 years is just unconscionable. We've got to stop that. 4 past Secretaries of Defense called the greatest threat to national security our own federal debt, and that's where I'll start the focus.
Tell me what you expect over the next several months as we head toward November, and what you need to do to win Saxby Chambliss' seat.
Well, I think we have to prosecute the failed record of the Democrats over the last 6 years, but more importantly, we have to offer up our solutions, and that's what we plan to do. And really to delineate her background from my background in terms of bringing a new perspective to the U.S. Senate.
Mr. Perdue, thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And we did ask Michelle Nunn to join us this morning as well, but she did decline. She has a campaign event that's going on right now, and we'll have coverage of that coming up in our next hour of Good Day Atlanta. 8:26 is your time, and coming up on Good Day, it's a picture.